Are you ready?
Irashaimase and konbanwa. We're here, The Art of Comics, Manga Minute, and we're going to talk about Ryoko by Yoshimisu, produced, published here, and translated in the States by Titan Comics, British company. And this actually is a two-book box set right here. Here's the second one. So it came in this nice little not clamshell, slipcase. Came in this nice little slipcase, book 1, book 2. I've read book 1. So we're going to talk about book 1 only. So book 2 might be very different. Book 2 might be completely different. So all these comments are about this book specifically only. So let's talk about Ryoko and what's going down. Ryoko is a female assassin, hard-boiled noir action adventure thing. And she's like a leader of a Yakuza tribe. And it is a globe-trotting adventure with places all over the globe. And it's kind of fun, action-y story. That's the log line. The theme in which today's episode is going to be is clarity. Simplicity, clarity, and communicating information through visual means. And that, I think, is what Eldo does wonderfully and not so wonderfully. So why don't we get into it and just start going through the art, talking about it. And one thing I'll say even before we do that is I read this. There are moments that are really great that I'm just like, oh, this is really cool. I love the visuals. But it feels a little like it's a tread. What's the term? We're down a road we've been many times, a worn path. And I feel like there's not enough new in here to keep me going. So, all transparency, I'm not super excited about Volume 2. It was okay. Not all mangas are wonderful, just like not all everything's right. And so there's just some issues with storytelling. It's not super clear, and it feels like well-traveled road and path, and so it didn't grab me as much as I really wanted to. That said, the visuals are cool. I mean, that's just a great image. It's great. It's a great drawing, and that's really what, I saw Eldo's work on Instagram, and literally it was Instagram, and he got me to buy a book, right? So I did it on face value, but let's go ahead and dive into it right now. Let's do it. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, let's do this. We haven't done one of these books in a while, so it's kind of nice to sit here and take a little minute to look at Ryoko by Yoshimisu. Okay, so again, I really like this. I love the watercolor in the hair and the shadow. This is great. This is what kind of drew me, right? Literally into getting it. I really like the rendering of the tire, all the lines. It's just great work. And there are these really cool designs that Eldo does. So I really appreciate the design, the panel layouts. This is a great stuff. I'm like, oh, this is going to be great. Like, I love this. The body, the blacks is spotted so well. But then there's some moments when we're going to talk about. And one of the things that I don't care for, again, the clarity issue, is he uses his deleter screens super dark, and it just kills the lines. And now this could be a printing issue. So if this is a printing issue, then that's a printing issue. But if it's not, for me, my tastes, this is all subjective, this is too much. It's just too damn dark. And he does it multiple times. He's putting so much of that, the screen tone on there. It's just too much for me. Again, personal taste. This is a great design. The beautiful like tattoo around her nice leg. This is all great. All this stuff is cool. He uses some different art styles and kind of rendering techniques, which I do like, but it does feel sometimes a little inconsistent, which can be an issue with, again, the language and clarity. So far, so good. The first part is great. I really like this panel, looking at her father. This is the Ryoko, that's the female assassin chick. I mean, this is a great little page spread. Again, great rendering on the gun. The Japanese know how to like render objects, dude. They're like all about inanimate object look. This is the other girl that's kind of, this is actually this little baby that was given to her by her uncle to take care of, and now she's like a ward of the Yakuza clan, this chick. There's some stuff here where the anatomy is a little goofy, but I get it. I understand what's happening. She's punching. He's getting punched in the breadbasket. I get that. And so you forgive some of the, looseness because it's the style, right? And there's things here where this is hyper rendered and detailed out versus very not, very kind of simple and basic. That's fine too. I can handle those things, creative decisions. And again, all this is good. Sometimes there's these moments where I wasn't sure what this is here. Because this is like a panel. Then there's this, where you're like, okay, this is a fourth panel. Not sure what's going on here. Because this is not him. This is something else. Don't get that. So there's these things like that where this is actually nice. I do like him breaking up panels with the figure. It's very kind of Western felt, or maybe even like Sergio Topi will do this, the Italian artist. A lot of manga is very boxed in their format, stuff like Monster that I read, or 20th Century Boys, different things. Even Akira is, boxed in. Here he's really breaking the gutters, breaking the panel composition, so I like that a lot. Again, really dark here. And sometimes I get it, you're trying to make this effect, but other time, like here, I do not know what this is. I'm assuming someone's kicking her. I think that's like a foot, a leg kicking, but it's a little hard to read at times. This is brilliant. I mean, so then there's like these moments like, oh, that is really freaking cool. I love this, and I love the way that's done. And I love this panel here, and I love this. So there's the pages that are like really good. Like this is another good one, right? Where, check this out. Her cowboy hat breaks the panel here, or is the border of the panel. Here her hair is the border for this panel, and it goes off. This is very cool, and this is a great shot. And her little bikini and her boot, and that boot looks so cool. This is great, and it's a great use of the deleter screen. I'm a fan of all that. This is cool too. But then it goes into here. And then this is, I'm not sure what's happening. She's kicking him maybe? I don't really know. Something's here. And then here again, I don't know what this is. Some kind of attack, right? But it's like, again, there's these moments where the action is like a little weird, but that's a great face. This is a great positions. Here, this is a good kick. We see that. I get that. And there, get a little ass shot. That's fine. All that's good. But there's these moments where you're just like, I'm not really sure what the hell's going on. Like, I don't know what this is. It's a fist, but I don't really understand this. I don't really understand this. There's just, yeah, I mean, what can I say? Great shot. I like the morphed, camera lens. I like the, the kind of fisheye stuff. It gets very sketchy here, but that's okay. We're showing action. I can go with that. But then the story gets a little muddled where I'm not really sure what's going on. There's some confusion in the action. the story is about this girl who then becomes kind of the leader of her clan. She thought her mother was dead, but it turns out her mother's not. When her father told her mother's dead, she's actually not. Her mother's alive, so she's on the case looking for her mother. Here again, really dark screen. Don't like this at all. This is really crazy. Again, I get this though, right? It's her. She's shooting. She's got the guns. It's kind of wild. But this is a little hard to see. There's a Jeep, but I don't know what the hell any of this is. Is that a person maybe? I don't know. It's just so warped. And then here, that's her but it's so stylized. I feel like it's hard to read. This is great. So it's kind of like great, not great, great. There's this stuff which is really coolly rendered, but it's so dark you don't see it. Again, it could be the printer that's got issues. This kind of stuff is fine. This stuff is good. Again, really dark, hard to really capture. This is good. And I actually don't mind that it's dark. It's dark because I can get it. I see it. This is cool. I mean, there's fun stuff in here, but there's these moments like this is really dark, and it's just like, oh, you're missing all this stuff here that it's like too much. But this is again just my personal taste. Then the story goes into some kind of flashbacks, montages, which is a little tricky to figure out. This is a cool frame. Again, love the legs that he does. This is cool. Some of this rendering it's okay. It's a little. He does way better than this, so I don't know why he kind of chose to do it this kind of style. This is a great panel. I try to look for the good stuff because I want you, because I love loving stuff. But this is really cool. I do like this. Oh well, So there's some fun action, but it just felt like, and there's different styles, right? I like this versus this. He goes into a lot of different kind of rendering techniques. This felt a little bit too much, but that's just again. I like this. I like when it does change up a bit. This is really pretty. I like this. This is different, but actually looks kind of like a Paul Pope thing, which is cool. Yeah, this is nice. So it kind of goes back and forth. There's certain things I don't care for. I don't really care for this little section. It's just a little too chaotic. And it's like, man, he goes for just these different art styles, which at times is cool. This is great. That's really classic, like manga kind of feel. This is good. Yeah. Maybe I'm talking myself in. And then there's this story where they go to Afghanistan back when the Soviets were kind of in charge of Afghanistan, and the poppy fields and the opium stuff, and some of these things are brilliant. Like this is brilliant stuff. Some of it's really loose, and that's okay, but sometimes it's a little hard to read. This boy's really well done. This is really good. So that's. And this is actually a little fun little story about Nikolai, who's this Russian soldier, befriends this boy, and of course that friendship's going to end in tragedy. But yeah, some of this is really good. It's just hard to read at times. Again, clarity is so important in what's happening. I guess this is a body. I get him, horse, but I can't read this so good. Yeah, that's my takeaway. So, yeah, and again, here's another art style, right? Which I totally dig. But he does kind of play with different things. And he uses a lot of different tones and things, and this I think is a little too much. Like, it's just unneeded. It's unnecessary. It becomes overload. This is fine. I like this. Overall, I would say, and I do like the car stuff. Overall, I would say it's good. It's a good book. I don't love it. Here's the other thing. I'm also reading at the same time Crying Freeman, which is, to me, one of the best mangas out ever. So I'm reading like some really, really good, high quality manga, which is just freaking top notch. So, I've got that on my mind. Plus I've got in this kind of a newer thing, and that whole crime world I feel has been done so well. And this, as far as volume 1, is not keeping my attention as much. It's not a page turner. It's not like grabbing me, even with the action stuff. So that's my review. Maybe it's a little mixed, but that's just what I do here on the Art of Comics. So I want to thank you for watching. Check out my stuff. I have some comics of my own that I do. What do you know? That's on my Patreon page, as well as my documentary film that I've finished editing. We've got more videos coming up, of course. I am going to do the 8-ball box set thing. And we're doing a lot of movie stuff too. So we're still the Art of Comics, but we're going to throw in some movie stuff because I like it. So there you go. Thanks for watching, guys. Take care. Bye.